first step is noticing, right? You start noticing, you start peeping the pattern.
Trapped in my own mind, I feel so far behind. I did everything right, but still I fucked up my life.
Most of us are stuck at these jobs we don't even hate at first, but they slowly start draining the life out of us.
Anyone that feels this way? Is anybody else's matrix like actually glitching?
So the comfort you're after in life is the reason you feel stuck.
People, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Yeah, we're living in a matrix. We're living in a time that a lot of people are feel trapped in their own head. We're living in a time that a lot of people are trapped with their own world. We're living in a time that a lot of people are trapped with their own vision. So trap is all over. We all feel trapped in life in a certain way that you don't feel it, even if you feel it. Life period can be a trap. So how can we break through this trap and fulfill our life with happiness and enjoyment in life? So a lot of people are feeling it right now, and a lot of people have their opinion, their point. So let's watch this video and see what people are talking about. And leave your comment down below the comment.
Yo, man, who else feel trapped and entangled into their home? Like, I've been wanting to go places this whole summer. I have no source of transportation. I have no vehicle. And I don't have no friends. I feel so fucking trapped inside of my fucking house. It's not even funny, bro. Bro, who else feel trapped, man?
You wake up some mornings and, nothing is wrong. Your job, routine, relationships, they all technically work, but something still feels slightly off. And that's the trap, right? Because nothing is bad enough to force you to change. So the same life just keeps repeating. And eventually you realize, you didn't get stuck. You chose to stay.
What the fuck are we doing here? It's 2026 and we're still dealing with the same bullshit. We're still falling in the same traps. We're still arguing and fighting each other instead of realizing who the fuck is pulling the strings. And you know how you fight back? By doing what's right for yourself. By doing what's right for your fellow man and your fellow woman. Stop pointing fingers and realize this is all by design. The clock of life is ticking. Are you living to your fullest potential? Have you cried to music or a movie before? Or are you too cool for that? Have you tried something that you were too scared to try? I don't know how to tell you this, but you're getting in your own fucking way, and I'm here to tell you, they can't stop you from doing what the fuck you want to do. So get out there and live life like there's no tomorrow. Peace.
Every time you feel stuck or trapped in a certain situation, understand that certain sacrifices have to be made. And considering that should also allow you to understand that certain situations you're really not stuck in. It's just you're not willing to make certain sacrifices or letting go of certain things in order to progress forward.
Yo, so I heard this quote recently that lives rent-free in my head. Bro said, sometimes we are kept from our main goal not by obstacles, but by a clearer path to a lesser goal. And I'm like, yo, that's so cold, because I thought about it, right? And it's like, if the average human life expectancy is 80 years, that means we got 960 months on this planet. Like, you know how many people are in jobs that they're just in because, like, they got to pay the bills and they don't feel no true purpose. They don't feel no true fulfillment. And the issue is that a lot of the time people don't understand that real fulfillment comes from creation, connection, and contribution. So if you're not creating anything, if you're not connecting with the community, if you're not contributing to society, you will never really feel true fulfillment.
Over 90 I'm saying.
If you were gifted $10,000 and a week off from work, what's the first thing you'd do? Would you book a flight, pay off bills, or just finally rest? It's interesting, right? How freedom and money feel like luxury instead of basics. Most people wouldn't even spend it on fun. They'd just try to catch up. A week off should sound peaceful, but to most of us it sounds like finally time to fix my life. Would you chase a dream or just try to breathe? $10,000 could change everything, or absolutely nothing, depending on how trapped you already feel. It says a lot about us, doesn't it? That rest feels earned, not owed. So what would you do first? Maybe escape the city or silence your phone? Or maybe you would help someone else out? Because maybe the real question isn't what you tried to buy with the money, it's what kind of peace you'd finally try to find. I can't wait to hear what you all have to say, so tell me, what would you do first? Drop your answers down below.
What if I told you a song called Crack in the World was predicting what you're feeling right now in 2026? There's a reason certain songs, certain artists hit deeper than others. Even Sammy Hagar has spoken on things most people overlook. There's a track called Crack in the World, and if you really sit with that song, it feels like what's happening right now, because something is cracking. Not just systems, not just old beliefs, but the way people see reality itself. And here's the part most people miss. The crack, it's not destruction, it's revelation. It's the illusion breaking. So truth can just finally come through. And not everyone feels this. Some people see chaos and others see awakening. Some people feel fear while others feel clarity. But if you've watched this and something in you is resonating, it's not random. It's awareness. Because there are people right now in 2026 who were never meant to stay asleep. You start noticing patterns, energy shifts, and synchronicities. You start realizing this world isn't just happening to you, it's actually responding through you. And once that crack opens, there's no going back. Because awakening isn't something you learn, it's something you have to remember. And the world right now isn't falling apart. It's breaking open, just like the song. So remember, follow this page. We're waking people up, one truth at a time.
You can't move forward in your life because you're inflexible. Hold on before you scroll. Answer me this question. When's the last time you stretched, bro? And I'm not just talking physically, although you could stand a 10-toe touch or two. I'm saying, when is the last time that you got out of your comfort zone? I'm talking creatively. I'm talking mentally. I'm talking emotionally. I'm talking career-wise. When is the last time you actually challenged yourself? Because if you do not stretch, you get stiff. And your life gets stiff. When's the last time you tried to color outside of 1B? When's the last time you tried putting on jewelry that you don't normally wear? Or you said, I'm going to cook with a vegetable that I don't normally cook with, or I'm going to go a different route home. All these things are important because if you don't keep it fresh, it starts to feel like death. So if your life feels stagnant, it feels like you're not going anywhere, you just feel, uneasy and uncomfortable, maybe the answer is you need to stretch. Let me know how that resonates. Toodles.
All right, another day. Let's make it a good one.
Hey, there's another war.
Over what?
I don't know. Just like war stuff.
Okay. You know what? I guess I'll just compartmentalize and focus on what's going on in my country.
More war. There's more war going on there.
With who?
Yeah, just kind of everybody. Democrats, Republicans, rich people, poor people, fat people, skinny people, men, women, boomers, millennials. Just kind of all of them.
Okay. Good God. All right, you know what? I'm just going to control what's in my control. I'm just going to stay focused on my work.
Yeah, AI is going to take your job.
What? When?
Just like as soon as humanly possible.
Okay, well, the cost of living is already out of hand. What am I supposed to do for money?
Yeah, it's a good question. Maybe get a second job?
I thought you said AI is going to take the jobs.
Oh, yeah. No, it will.
So what am I supposed to do?
That is actually a very good question. Have you tried asking AI?
The more you stay home, the harder it becomes to leave. The more you stay inside, the more you want to stay there. And slowly, everything starts to feel heavier. You think you're resting, but you're actually draining the life out of yourself. Your brain slows down, your thoughts get louder, and little by little, you stop wanting to do anything. That's when your mind keeps spinning, stuck in the past, worried about the future, and exhausted by the present. Even a short walk feels like too much. Even sunlight can start to feel like a task. But it's not because you're lazy. It's because you're mentally tired. And the longer you stay stuck in that loop, the harder it becomes to break it. But here's the truth. You don't need to feel better to go outside. You need to go outside to start feeling better. Step outside. Sit in the sun. Hear the wind. Let the world move around you again. Because the longer you wait, the deeper the trap becomes. Sometimes the first step to feeling alive again is simply walking out the door.
Those two people, the neighborhood bust down trapper and the person that's in your city trying to only wholesale 5 to 20 bowls, those people are pretty much interchangeable. They're probably making around the same amount of money because, yeah, bust down. If you busting down a couple packs every 2-3 weeks, you're going to have a higher return on investment than somebody who's wholesaling in a city 5 to 20 bowls a week. You know, they're probably only making 2 points, 3 points on every bag. So it's pretty much interchangeable. Like, they're basically the same person. They're just trying to do 2 different hustles, but they're making around the same amount of money. The step above that is the OT trapper that's grabbing boxes. That's grabbing boxes and bringing them to their city. And those are the folks that the people that I just mentioned, the neighborhood bust down trapper and the person that's grabbing 5 to 20 bags, those are their custos. The neighborhood trapper and the guy that's trying to flush 5 to 10 bowls wholesale, they're grabbing from the OT plug that either got good ass logistics or they're going out to Cali or OKC or Michigan and bringing them back to their city. So that's, you know, a step above, you know, that bottom of the food chain. On the hierarchy, they're making, you know, good amounts of money. You know, those type of people are probably making anywhere from 20 to 50 bands per month, depending on their motion, how many units they're grabbing, and, you know, how fast that they can flush them. Like, what is their consistency?
Does anyone else feel like their life is just passing them by? I feel trapped. Just trapped in this body. It's taken so much away from me. Just tired. I'm tired of not having answers. I'm tired of researching endlessly. I'm tired of fiercely advocating for myself. I'm tired of doctors gaslighting me. I'm tired of the time it takes for referrals. I'm so incredibly tired of being a human guinea pig. I'm tired of trying a gajillion medications that I have side effects to. I'm tired of doctors shrugging their shoulders and then just referring me to somebody else. I'm tired of not being able to sleep. I'm tired of being in pain all the time. I'm tired of having limitation after limitation after limitation after limitation and being stuck in this body and in this mind. And I am internally just screaming to get out. I am a shell of who I used to be. And I am just tired. I am so fucking tired.
Are y'all feeling it yet? Because I know I am. I can't be the only one that feels like this. If you follow me, you know what I'm talking about. Remember last year when I said how it's like we all just, it's like we're living out a movie and we're just waiting for that, you know what I'm saying, that climax, that peak point. We all are just like waiting for something to happen. We don't want it to happen, but we know it's going to happen. It's like when you watching a scary movie or a thriller or something and you got that jump scare moment coming and you know it's coming and you're just sitting there waiting for it. You're just waiting to jump and be scared. I mean, I'm just saying this is just for entertainment purposes only. There's nothing to worry about at all. I don't watch the news like that, but you know, it's all over the news. Well, the news is fake, you know what I'm saying? Everything that's going on right now, and I ain't gotta mention certain topics, but we all know what's going on right now, right? My question is where do we go from here? What do we do at this point? What I'm saying is, how much longer as a people are we going to allow ourselves to get treated like this, lied to, played with, manipulated? Like, when are we all going to stand up and fight for shit? I can't even call it our rights. Just fight for what we believe in and what we feel and what we deserve, and like what we think and how we view life and how we used to have life, but what we have now. Like, what do you even call this now? We are running out of time, and actually, if you ask me, the time is up. What are we about to do now? Are we all just gonna keep sitting back and waiting? What are we gonna do? Y'all let me know. Talk to me in the comments. Love y'all. Peace!
A lot of people have been saying that 2026 is the next 2016. But I personally believe that that's a lie designed to keep you distracted and trapped in nostalgia. Because for those of us that are actually paying attention, it's very obvious that 2026 has a lot of similarities to 2020. I'm being completely serious when I say this. All the same moving parts that were going haywire in 2020 are, you'll probably say, the pandemic, the lockdown, right? But that would be the wrong answer. It was by far the most memorable thing that happened in 2020, but it wasn't the thing that actually carried over into the next year. The most impactful and consequential thing that happened in 2020 that has carried over all the way to this year is the actual social experiment, and not the actual pandemic itself, but how people on a mass market psychology level responded to it, respond to uncertainty and crisis. And when you look at it from that point of view, it's very obvious to see 2026 is 2020. For the first time in years, quants who have dedicated a good portion of their lives and career to studying the math, the numbers, the algorithm, and the formulas around the prediction. You want to know the last time these quants have been this uncertain? 2020. Can left. In 2026, it's all about ICE. Back in 2020, though, it was BLM. When was the last time that happened? 2020. Spike in, back then it was around the fears and uncertainty around lockdown. Now it's all around the fucking winter storm. Regardless, same results though. Americans went in droves to the convenience stores and the retail. Money, mind you, that they tried their best to not spend and save during the previous holiday cycle. And what's even crazier is that 2026 has its own virus. This isn't fear mongering. I'm not trying to scare you. You just got to pay attention to what's going on from a bird's eye view. Very obvious. We're about to have another 2020. I highly suggest you go back to 2020 and study ferociously, because understanding the pattern that was 2020 will help you predict the future. In fact, we're right on schedule for the deep psychological impact that will inevitably affect the interpersonal that happened in 2020. It'll happen again this year. And way many other things to look out for. The Russian ruble nearly hit zero. The NFT bubble formed. GameStop had that artificial pump. Remember that? Domestic violence calls went up. Meltdowns on social medias went up. Basically, everyone was acting scared, crazy, and just straight up depressed. I heard someone say this once, I don't know if this is true, but apparently the Japanese word for crisis is also the same Japanese word for. And I believe if you're paying attention, don't get sucked into the matrix. Don't get distracted by all the things that's going on right now. Don't get carried away with all the fear. Just start studying. Start doing actual meaning. Because if there's a time to do it, it's right now. Everyone's making mistakes. Might as well take advantage. I'm being completely serious when I say this. All the same moving parts that were going haywire in 2020 are currently going haywire right now in 2026. The most impactful and consequential thing that happened in 2020 that has carried over all the way to this year, and when you look at it from that point of view, it's very obvious to see 2026 is 2020. For the first time in years, quants who have dedicated a good portion of their lives and career to studying the math. You want to know the last time these quants have been this uncertain? 2020.
Is it just me, or do you feel like something ain't right about 2026? I mean, I'm exhausted. Number one, I'm tired. One day to the next is something going on, mentally exhausting. Don't know what the people are in power are doing. It's a lot, okay? Number two, I'm physically tired. One day your nose stopped up, one day it's not. One day you got a headache, one day you don't. One day your eye watering, next day you can't see, then you can see. It's just so much stuff going on. Not to mention what's happening in the oceans. People talking about the Leviathan is down there at the tip of Chile, in between Chile and Antarctica, and now it's above Venezuela, and earthquakes happening there, earthquakes in strange places, flooding. Some of them came and went several times just in the month of January alone, okay? Strange. I don't know if winter had took ill and took some time off and summer filled in for it, but then it be 80 degrees one day, next day it's snowing, 25 degrees, freezing sleet hell. I'm confusion. The food don't taste right. It tastes chemically. It's like it, as soon as you eat it, all of a sudden you got some new ailment going on with you, and you don't know what's safe to eat, what's not organic. Non-GMO is organic, but it got a little bit of pesticides, no pesticides. The pesticides are safe, but if the insects don't want it, I don't want it. I'm tired, friends. I don't know. Maybe it's just me feeling like something is off, but just take me back to 95. Give me a little candy necklace, some Kool-Aid and sugar in a powder dip thing like that. I could just... And I play hide and seek. I was good then. Drink out the water hose. That water was safer than the water we drink. Am I tripping?
You know, recently I'm hearing a lot about noticing this,
Am I the only person who feels like you did everything right? Like you went to school, you stayed out of trouble, you got a job, but yet you're still not 100% happy with the choices you've made? Like you somehow messed up your life? Like in my song, Trapped, I wrote about my depression and about, having a pessimistic view on life and how, I'm trapped in my own mind. I feel so far behind. I did everything right, but still I fucked up my life. Like I feel like even though I did everything the best I could, I still somehow fucked up my life.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but baby, that feeling of being stuck in your career, you're stuck in your relationships, you're stuck in your friendships, nothing brings you joy, you feel trapped. That is your soul. That is your soul saying, this is not it. This is not what we're here for. And now your job is to sit with that discomfort. Don't avoid it. Don't ignore it. Don't try to fix it, because that's where you make mistakes. You move out of desperation. I want you to learn to sit with yourself and ask yourself lovingly, stop with this negative talk shit. What do I need? What do I need to free myself from this feeling of being stuck? How can I love myself here? This is the type of work that I do with my clients, but I want to say that one more time. That feeling of being stuck, that is your soul saying, this is not it. I am designed for more than this.
Let me talk to y'all for a minute, because I know I'm not the only one feeling like this. A lot of us are stuck at these jobs we don't even hate at first, but they slowly start draining the life out of us. You wake up tired, you go in tired, you come home tired, and somehow they still expect you to show up like you're fully happy and motivated when you're running on empty. And what makes it worse is you don't even know how to get out. You can't quit because of the bills. Your kids don't care about your mental health. Your spouse don't care. Life don't pause because you overwhelmed. So you stay, right? And every day you stay, a little piece of your check come out, right? But we smile at work. We say I'm good, but inside, y'all, we're anxious, irritated, and short-tempered, crying in the car before the shift start, crying in the shower after, and then we feeling guilty for wanting more. Like we supposed to be grateful just because we got a paycheck. No, that's not how it works. And nobody really talks about burnout and how it don't happen overnight. It's the constant pressure, the lack of appreciation, the favoritism, the more doing with less, right? The being told this is just how it is when your body and mind screaming, something ain't right. And some of us, we ain't lazy, we ain't ungrateful, we're just overwhelmed and trapped in survival mode. And the scariest part, you start forgetting who you were before the job even started breaking your body down. Your dreams get quiet, your energy get low, your patience get thin, and then you start thinking, is this really my life? And if this hits you right now, hey, you feel stuck, burned out, and tired of pretending you okay? Please press that follow button. Say how you doing, Twin Fatty, in that chat. We're going to get to know each other, y'all. We're going to be a group of people, that community that shows up for each other, because you're not alone. And this conversation needs to be had. So we got to start talking about how to get out without losing ourselves first. And we all just comment below.
There is a trap that we can fall into when one part of our life starts making us feel unhappy. And once you understand this, you can start to make changes with your eyes open instead of chasing a fantasy. Here's the trap. We convince ourselves that if we change just one thing, that everything is going to be right. The job, the money, the relationship, the city. And sometimes that one thing really does need to be changed. But here's where we get tricked. We imagine that we'll change that one thing, and the rest of our life stays exactly the same. The better job with the same free time. The new relationship without the grief of losing the old life. The bigger life without the bigger pressure. The fresh start, minus the loneliness of starting over. If you hear one thing that I say during this video, hear this. Life is more like a hanging mobile than a puzzle. You don't just replace one piece. You can't just change one thing without throwing the balance of everything else out of whack. Trust me, I've tried. There's a quote that really hits this home that I love, and that's that nothing in life is quite as important as you think it is while you're thinking about it. And that is the one thing trap. When one part of your life hurts so badly that your brain treats it like it's the entire problem. So you think, if I fix this, I will finally be happy. But usually you're not choosing between happiness and unhappiness. You are choosing between two mixed bags. The old life may have had comfort, but also resentment. The new life may have had freedom, but also uncertainty. The old job may have been draining, but familiar. The new job may pay more, but ask more of you. The old relationship may have felt lonely, but the new chapter may require you to meet yourself in ways that you weren't expecting. That doesn't mean that change is wrong. It just means that the fantasy is incomplete. Because peace doesn't come with finding a life with no trade-offs. It comes from getting honest about which trade-offs you're actually willing to live with. So before you chase the thing that you think is going to finally fix everything, ask yourself this. Am I choosing a better life? Or am I imagining one perfect change that has no consequences? Because the goal isn't to find a life with no problems. The goal is to find a life where the problems are worth it.
Does anybody else feel like our matrix has glitched? Like, kind of like the holes in the ozone, or I guess not air quotes, because I guess they're all hole. I don't know, we can take it up to polar bears. Anyways, I kind of feel like there's a tear in the matrix, and I may have slipped through that crack on some like Stranger Things upside down type shit. I don't know. Am I crazy? That's a loaded question, but am I the only one that feels this way? Is anybody else's matrix like actually glitching?
So the comfort you're after in life is the reason you feel stuck. And I know that's annoying to hear, but stay with me. You're in your 20s trying to build a life that looks like ease with passive income and flexibility and work-life balance before you've even done any work worth balancing. And look, I get it. You watched the generation before you grind themselves into the ground for companies that laid them off anyway. And you don't want that. But here's what nobody's telling you. Comfort never teaches anything. and you have maybe 80 years on this planet. It's a blink in eternity, and you're spending a huge chunk of it optimizing for ease. And the problem isn't that comfort feels good. It's that comfort feels like progress, like you're somehow winning life, like you figured something out. But you're not growing. You're coasting, and coasting only works downhill. So there are kinds of hard work and sacrifice that produce a joy that comfort never could. Not hustle culture, not grind till you die. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about purposeful struggle, the kind where you're actually building something, actually becoming someone. And you're not behind because life is hard. You might be behind because you've been avoiding the hard that might actually grow you.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but 2026 is fucking weird. Like something feels fucking off. Dating feels weird. Friendships feel different. People don't call you no more. They just watched your stories. Nobody's locked in no more. There's like no more connection. We're more online than ever, but somehow still distant. Everybody's saying, protect your peace, but won't communicate. It's like we're surviving, but we're really not living. Everybody's healing, but they're not talking. Everybody posting wins, but silently struggling. Tell me I'm not the only one who feels this. Be honest, does 2026 feel different to you? Do people give you weird vibes? Are people putting on for attention? Are people just being just like, what the fuck is wrong